Hey there, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and just do a couple of little tidbits, that we might not have considered in earlier videos. I just want to clean up a couple of things. I want to do variable checks to see what kind of object the variable is, or the type of variable, and then I want to do some string interpolation, which I think is very useful when you're working with JavaScript. So here we go. Let's just call this miscellaneous, or MISC. And we're going to start with checking variable types. All right, so that's pretty easy actually. So what we can do is we can console.log, and we just want to check the type of variable that we might be using. So for example, we can go all the way up here and look at, buddy2, rocket, metal, all that stuff. So let's look at our variables. And there's an easy built-in function into JavaScript where we can check the type of variable, and it's actually called type of. So we type in type of, see right there, and then we type our variable to see what's going on. So let's say buddy2 is a variable. Let's Control S to save, Control accent right next to the 1, the up arrow key. Oop, there we go, and let's run it. And then we get the type, and its type is a string, right? We know that. So let's keep going. Let's get the type of number 4, and we'll also get the type of grocery list. All right. So console.log type of, and it's going to be number 4. And then we'll do another one, console.log, and we'll do type of will be grocery list. Okay. So let's go ahead, Control S to save, Control accent once again to get the terminal up, and the up arrow key, and then let's hit enter, and there it is. String, number, and then object. An array is an object. All right, just let you all know that. In other instances or in other programming, object-oriented programming languages, it could be a class. But for the most part, the class is an object, so it's fine. So object it is. We've got the string, which is buddy, and then number 4 is a number. So there's that. So sometimes you might need that just to double check and make sure that something is the type of that it should be, right? So if you have, like, for example, if you're adding numbers together and your variables, you're checking the variables to see if the number is, if it is a number, before then you go on and add the numbers together and all that stuff, you'll need to use the type of function, or whatever you want to call it. And so that's pretty helpful, because just in case like a variable comes out and somehow is a string, well, then you can just say, okay, well, this is a string, so I'm not going to add it to these other numbers that I have. That's essentially what we'll be talking about, or what we'll be using that for. Now, string interpolation is it's a little bit different than what you would normally find in terms of your console.log. And strings can be used in so many different things. They can be utilized to name things and all this other stuff. Like if you want to name like an element in your document, in your HTML document, you can use a string for that, all that stuff. Some of these strings have numbers in them, all this stuff. So string interpolation could come in handy when you're doing things like that, once you start really programming hardcore. So string interpolation can look like this. We have a we'll call it rock. No, we already used rocket, didn't we? We'll call it Groot. I am Groot. And then we'll equate it to the number 35. Okay? So now normally we won't be able to mix in numbers and strings. Well, JavaScript does a good job of that, but in other programming languages, not so much. So we can do console.log, and then we do the accent. Notice how 2 accents come up already. Okay, and then we go ahead and let's just say your Groot is, and then we do the $, and then open and close curly braces, and then inside of that curly brace we're going to put in our variable Groot. Okay, so then close that with the semicolon. We're going to save that with Control S, then Control Accent once again, up arrow key, hit enter, and there it is. Groot is 35. So that means we can add variables into our strings. That's essentially what's happening here. All right. So not too bad. If anything, I mean, we can even use indexing too. So let's do another one, console.log, and then we're going, and then once again, the accent. Remember, this isn't a single quote, it's an accent, right? A single quote would be this. See the difference? So this is an accent, that's what we're using. So you have to use accents in order to do string interpolation in this sense. There are other ways. Actually, we'll probably have to go through that too. So you can do your favorite grocery is, and then we're entering it, $, open and close curly braces, and then we're going to use our grocery list, and then we're going to index, meaning, remember this is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? These are indexes, and we do have to remember that we did remove grapes from this. So just let you know, through all this stuff. So we have eggs, milk, and honey to play with. That means we have index 0, index 1, and index 2 available to us. Let's go with index 1. Get ourselves some good old-fashioned milk. And then we're going to Control S to save it, and then Control Accent, up arrow key, enter, and then there it is. Your favorite grocery is honey. Okay, I guess we reversed it. That's why. Okay, now I remember. Right here, milk, honey, grapes. Okay, got it. And then we did, yep, and then we did that. So that was the last time we got the string. So it makes sense that your favorite grocery is honey and not milk. All right, so that's cool. One more thing about different types of string interpolation. Well, it's not even string interpolation, it's string concatenation is what they call it. So what we can do is do console.log and then get a couple of our variables up here. We've got buddy2 and rocket. So let's do buddy2 and rocket. So buddy2 plus rocket. Notice how that means we can add words together, right? We can add strings together, and that's pretty sweet. We can also do console.log cat plus dog, right? Everybody, I don't know if anybody remembers the old cartoon show Cat Dog. I don't know. It was when I was like a kid, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, so we concatenate these two together. Right? That's what concatenation means. We're adding strings together. Let's go ahead, Control S to save, Control Accent, up arrow key, hit enter, and then we have pal monkey, which is buddy2 plus rocket, and cat dog, which is cat plus dog. All the same. All right? So that should pretty much do it for a lot of the things that we've learned so far. We've learned a lot. Make sure to practice it, mess around with it, so then you can get it in your head. When you know things, you become just more comfortable with them. When you're starting to realize, okay, I'm learning this and I'm utilizing it in order to create something over here. All right, it's different things. Remember, these are Lego pieces. We're putting all of them together. Okay. All right, signing off.